Hi, my wonderful crochet friends. My name is Ashley, and today's tutorial is this really lovely filet cross pattern. This is a beginner pattern, very easy to work up. This pattern here can be used for lots of different crochet projects. It can be used for an Afghan. It could be used for a blanket, a prayer shawl. You can make this for placemats, coasters, tea towels. You can make a lot of different things with this pattern. And what better way to celebrate the birth of Jesus on Christmas Day than with this pattern? I have worked up two squares here. So this square right here, this square was made with a little bit of a smaller yarn and a smaller hook, and it made the perfect size coaster. This coaster here is 5 inches tall and 5 inches wide. This coaster here also has a really nice border. This is a reverse single crochet border. Very nice. This square here, this square was made with a little bit thicker yarn and a larger hook to make a square that is suitable for Afghans and blankets. So to measure this out, this square right here, this square measures slightly over 6.5 inches tall and slightly over 6.5 inches wide. And this square right here for our coaster, this measures exactly 5 inches tall and exactly 5 inches wide. Our coaster here was made with Premier worsted yarn. It is a number 4 weight acrylic yarn, and I also used a G 4mm crochet hook. And for this square, I used RedHeart Metallic Super Saver yarn in the color white, and I also used a I9 5.5mm crochet hook. So depending on the thickness of your yarn and the size of your hook, that will determine the size of your square. Both squares are made with the same exact stitch count and same exact row count. The only difference is this one here has our really nice border going all the way around our coaster. For our materials for this tutorial, we will be using the Sparkle Super Saver yarn, a yarn needle, scissors, and the I9 5.5mm crochet hook. To begin, we will need to make our slip knot. We will chain 24 plus 2. So 24 chains and 2 for our turning chain. I have 24 chains and plus 2 for our turning chain. For row 1, we will be working into the 3rd chain from our hook. Our first chain is right here that our loop is in. So we would count 1, 2, and 3. And you could always go into this very top loop that's considered the back loop. Or if you would like a nice clean edge, you would just take your yarn, your chains, and just turn it to expose the back bumps of each chain. We will go into that back bump right there. Our first stitch will be 1 double crochet in the back bump. We will continue to make 1 double crochet in the back bump of each chain all the way down until our last chain. Continue on until you reach the end of your chains, and I will meet you back then. I have completed 1 double crochet in each chain all the way across. For row 2, we will chain 2, and then we will flip our work around. In the same chain here, or same chain, we will make 1 double crochet. In the next 10 chains, we will make 1 double crochet in each. So I crocheted a total of 11 double crochets. We will now begin our filet pattern. We will chain 2. We will skip 2 chains and make 1 double crochet in the 3rd chain. 1, 2, and 3. We will now continue with 1 double crochet in the rest of our chains. So we will have 11 double crochets all the way until the end. So if you would like to change this pattern up for a different stitch count, but still using this Filet Cross pattern, then just remember I have an even amount of chains on this side and on this side. So I have 11 double crochets, chain 2, skip 2, 11 double crochets. And right here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you just need to make sure that you have the same amount. Once we get up to, let's see, this row is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for row 8, and then from here to here is 7 rows. So 7 rows up, you just need to make sure that on each side you have an even amount of stitches, meaning you have the same amount of stitches here and the same amount of stitches here. And for this pattern here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And at the very end in your last chain, so right here you have 1 chain left. This is your last chain. This here is your chain 2 that you made to build up the side of your square. So what we will do here is we will yarn over for a double crochet. We will go into that chain and then swing our hook around and go into that top of that chain 2. We'll go up, yarn over, and pull through both of those stitches and complete the double crochet. That will give us a nice straight edge. And this is what our pattern looks like so far. For row 3, we will chain 2 and we will turn our work around. And now we will repeat row 2. So the row we just completed, we will repeat this row until we complete row 7. So if you look here, we just finished this row right here. We are now on this row. So we will repeat the same row until row 7. So in that same chain here, that first chain, we will make 1 double crochet. And then we will make 10 more double crochets for a total of 11. And be sure once you get to your 11th double crochet, chain 2, skip over these 2 chains and double crochet in the next double crochet chain, and then continue on. So go ahead and finish up row 7, and I will meet you back then. I have finished row 7. We will now chain 2 and turn. For row 8, in the same chain here, we will make 1 double crochet. We will now make 1 double crochet in the next 4 chains for a total of 5 double crochets. We will now chain 2. We will skip 2 and make 1 double crochet in the 3rd chain. We will chain 2. We will skip 2 chains and make 1 double crochet in the 3rd chain. We will chain 2. We will skip 2 chains, and in that 3rd chain, make 1 double crochet. Chain 2. Skip 2 chains, and make 1 double crochet in the 3rd chain. Chain 2. Skip 2 chains and make 1 double crochet in the 3rd chain. So here is our pattern so far. In the rest of the 4 chains, we will make 1 double crochet in each chain for a total of 5 double crochets. And in our very last chain, we will do just like we did before. We will insert our hook into that chain and also insert into the top of that chain too for a nice straight edge. And also for this tutorial, I am making my stitches very loose and relaxed. So this Filet Cross Square will measure out to be bigger than this one that I shown earlier in the video. If you would like to make this exact size square with this exact yarn and hook size, then make sure that you make your stitches quite small and snug. I just finished row 8. We will now chain 2 and flip our work for row 9. For row 9, we will repeat row 2. So we will make 1 double crochet in each of the 11 chains. We will chain 2, skip 2, and in the 3rd chain, make 1 double crochet, and in the remaining 10 chains, make 1 double crochet in each. when we reach our chain twos here, right here, 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 and here, what we will do is we will make our 2 double crochets in the chain 2 spaces, leaving this middle open. So we are fundamentally repeating row 2. So same chain, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet in each chain, or each of the next 10 chains. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've reached our chain 2 space here, our first one. We'll go in to that chain 2 space and make 2 double crochets. In the next chain here, 1 double crochet. In this next chain 2 space, go into that chain 2 space and make 2 double crochets. Right here in the middle, we will make our double crochet right here, chain 2, skip 2, and double crochet on top of this double crochet. And here we have 11 double crochets, just like row 2. We will chain 2, skip 2 chains, and in the third chain, 1 double crochet. We will repeat what we did here on this side of our square. So we will have 10 more double crochets for a total of 11 double crochets. So I'll go into this chain 2 space and make 2 double crochets. I will double crochet on top of this double crochet. And then 2 double crochets in our chain 2 space. And then 1 double crochet in the next 5 chains. And our last chain here, so here's our last chain in our chain 2. Do the same thing, go into that chain and through that top chain 2 and make 1 double crochet. Chain 2 and turn. For rows 10 and 11, we will repeat row 9. So in the same chain, 1 double crochet. In the next 10 chains, 1 double crochet in each. When we get right here, chain 2, skip 2, and then 1 double crochet in the 3rd chain, and then 1 double crochet in the remaining chains across. And you will do this for row 10 and row 11. Go ahead and finish that up, and I will meet you back for row 12. I just finished row 11. So for row 12, row 12 can either be your last row, or you can complete row 13, which is this really nice reverse single crochet border. So for row 12, we will chain 2, we will turn our work, and for this row, we will repeat row 1, and we will make 1 double crochet in each chain all the way across. So go ahead and finish up row 12. In this chain 2 space here, just make your 2 double crochets in this chain 2 space, just like you did these 4. And I will meet you back, and I will teach you how to do row 13 if you would like to do row 13. For row 13, we will chain 1, and we will dip our hook, so we will be working backwards. So we will dip our hook down into that same chain. We will go up and yarn over and pull that stitch up. So you have 2 loops on your hook, and then we will complete the single crochet. Our next chain right here, we will dip our hook down, and you kind of have to twist your hook this way. You will grab that yarn by yarning over, pull it through that stitch and up. And what's happening here is this loop here is crisscrossing over this loop. So we will yarn over for our single crochet, and we will just tilt our hook this way to complete. Go into the next chain, go up, pull that through and up. It crisscrosses, and that's good. That's what you want. Just like an X, yarn over, tilt your hook this way, and pull through. I wanted to show you all at a higher angle how to move your hand. So we will move our hand like this. We will go up, grab it, pull it through that stitch and up. We will yarn over and twist and pull backwards. We'll dip down, and that is how you make a reversed single crochet. I got snagged on that yarn there. Look how pretty that looks. That is perfect reverse single crochets. And if you do it just like that, you will get perfect reverse single crochets every time. So when you work this way to this point here, right here, you will make 2 reverse single crochets in this space right here. And then on each row going down, you will make 1 reverse single crochet in each row. Go ahead and finish the very top part. I will meet you back right here. I completed all the way. I completed my top row. So now I will turn my work like this. So this is the side. Now I'm going to go into this space right here, which is a chain 2. So I will dip my hook down in that space, go up, pull that up, yarn over, and pull through. So now you will be working into this chain right here. We want to do this because that is a pretty big gap. If we was to skip over that and work into this chain here, then that would look funny. We do not want to do that. So to make this look right, we want to go into this chain space right here. This is a chain that you worked a double crochet into. So we are going to dip into that chain. We're going to go up, yarn over, and pull it through and up, yarn over, and complete. Now here is your double crochet. Here's your space. So you want to go into that space and just repeat the same thing. So now we will repeat what we just did in that first chain and that double crochet chain space. So here is the chain and here is the double crochet chain space. So we'll go into that first chain, yarn over, pull that through and up, and complete. Go into that double crochet chain space and complete. Go into that chain space and make 1 extended single crochet. This is going to be either a double crochet or a chain 2. This is I believe that is a chain 2. So we will go into that space and make one extended single crochet. So we are just repeating this all the way down our sides here. And also the reason why this is so big, this square I made very large so you could see exactly what I'm doing. So when I made this square with loose, very relaxed loose stitches. So it's definitely going to look bigger than the one that you've seen in the beginning of the tutorial. So if you want it this size, just remember make your stitches very loose, and your square will be larger. So you will repeat that all the way across. So you have just a few more stitches. In this very last one, make 2, and then you will turn, and in that same chain, you'll make 1, and you'll make 1 in each one. So you're basically repeating what you did here and here. So go ahead and finish here, and I will meet you back right here at the corner. So I've made my 2 extended single crochets in this corner. Now I am going to work along these chains. So I'm going to dip down into my first chain here. And make that extended single crochet. Dip down into the next chain. And make that extended single crochet. So you will just repeat this along the bottom, just like you did the top. And then you will repeat what I did on the side on this side. So go ahead and finish the bottom and this other side of our square, and I will meet you back at the end. I am at the very end here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into that chain and pull up just like I would that extended single crochet. But now I'm going to grab that first loop here. I'm going to pull that through my second loop for a slip stitch. And now we can cut our yarn and weave in our yarn end. So we will thread our yarn needle now. Flip our work over and begin to weave in and out, just weaving through those stitches there. Give it a nice little tug here so that we don't pull it too tight. So yes, definitely this square is definitely bigger. The stitches are looser. And I will show you the comparison. And then we will clip short. We will do the same thing on our other yarn end. And then give it a tug so it's not too tight. And then finish. So we are finally finished, and I wanted to show you the difference between making tight stitches and loose stitches. So this is the size difference, and this one does not have the border. This one was also made with tight stitches. So these two tight stitches, and this was made with loose stitches. Thank you all for watching my video, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. The subscription bell is right below the video, and also leave a comment in the comments section. Let everybody know how much you enjoyed this pattern and this tutorial. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you all soon with some more great crochet pattern tutorials. Thank you all. Bye-bye.